Most people manifest from their mind. Here, you remember how to manifest from your heart. I am Rish, and this is Reality Unlimited, where we move beyond the matrix of effort and into the flow of who you have always been. You're not here to learn, you're here to remember. You are the creator. Take a deep breath and let's drop it. So I've been in Peru for the last couple of months, and I have gone through some deep journeys here with the land itself, the music, the plant medicines. And there's a deep realization that I've had during this time. That is what I want to share with you in this podcast today. And that realization is about manifestation through presence. Manifesting your dream reality by being completely present in the now, in the moment that's in front of you. So when I came to this land and started having these deep experiences, there was a common thread. And that was everything around me, the people, the interactions I was having, and the plant medicine ceremonies I was having especially. I was nudged by life to be completely present in the now, in the moment that's in front of me. And at that moment, I didn't realize what is it about and what is it going to lead me towards. However, as I went through the processes, I now am in a position to see the magic that unfolds when I am in the present moment, when I'm in the presence of life. And that didn't come easily. That came with a lot of release of blocks, everything that's been holding me back from being my most present self. All those beliefs that I was holding on subconsciously, unconsciously, that were taking me towards something else other than the moment. And there were a lot of blocks which I was aware of that I had to release. However, my intention was not about being present. However, everything in my life started showing me be present, be present, be present. Especially when I was in the ceremonies, I was guided by these medicines, by these teachers to focus on being present. At that time, I didn't realize how important it could be. And as I started getting into this journey of releasing the layers of what's not me, that's when all that were not me started to disappear, and I started to really touch a deeper dimension of self, a deeper dimension which is pure consciousness that I am, that we all are. And as all those layers got to shed, I got to see what I am here to create, what's flowing through me, and what's important. So not only in the ceremonies I was focusing on being present, it was in my life I would seek that presence because I saw that I am capable of so much more than how I'm living. There's so much more that wants to flow through me than what's currently allowed. And all my processes became about being present and really narrowing down in my day-to-day life on what matters, on what I'm inspired to be, what I'm inspired to create, what I'm inspired to do, and focusing only on that. And through this process of being present, of practicing what matters and doing that in day-to-day life, I got to reach at a point where I could see the gifts that are present in the presence. And that's what I would love to go deeper into now. As I started becoming present, I firstly saw how good I feel in my body. Like it really shifted my state of consciousness of how I live in every moment. And it started as a feeling in my body that is of wholeness, of I'm enough wherever I am in any moment, and not really stressing about any point in the future or trying to figure out the future, because a deep grounded knowing came in my body, which is moment is all there is. And when you move through this awareness and really allow life to flow through you, then your logical mind doesn't have to try to fix everything. It doesn't need to take control. It doesn't need to feel the fears and the anxiety of the imaginary future which it's trying to create, because there's a very different life that's flowing through you from your higher mind. And when I simply allowed that, I started feeling this feeling of ease, flow, of being whole, complete, and truly creative. And then at the back of my head, I could see there's no such idea of what will happen tomorrow, because there's so much happening in the now, and it's happening with so much perfection. Second is, by being in the moment, the time gets to expand. Like, by really being in the moment in whatever I'm doing, I could see I've been able to accomplish more. I've been able to be more creative and also accomplish all the tasks that I set out for myself. And the time really feels expanded, because ultimately time is an illusion. So by being in the moment, I could really get out of that space of, oh, how much time I have, and really get a lot accomplished in a short frame of time in my day-to-day life. Third thing I noticed, by living from that wholeness, by realizing the perfection in every moment, by realizing that moment is all there is, and embodying that energy, synchronicities and manifestations started flowing. The people that I am supposed to work with, they would just show up. Opportunities just show up. And even without me trying to do anything, I would see that I would attract a lot of these interactions, these synchronicities, which feels like life is guiding you and is flowing through you in a really real sense. And how by living in the now and trusting the flow of life, the life then gives me the right people, the opportunities and the synchronicities merging with my life without my mind having to take charge. And that is where I see such a beautiful way of living, where not only do I feel good in my body, but I also am able to live my most creative self, to really self-actualize in a way that my true self really enjoy living, really is satisfied in how the life turns out every moment, every hour, every day. And this is where I had a deep shift of perspective. Something that I have been teaching in my coaching, in also understanding the concept from life itself, from other teachers, from all the other perspectives that share the same thing, that moment is all there is, and how you get to expand your frequency by living in the moment, how you get to have a magical series of manifestations through this process. Now I get to see that firsthand by seeing how it actually works. And I see that another thing that plant medicine showed me is the perfection in everything. So while I'm in the moment, knowing that everything is perfect and the purpose is for you to experience yourself through every interaction, through every action, there's no other agenda in my mind, and I get to be in the present moment while knowing that it's perfect how it's happening. And when I let go of that stress and be in the moment, I really get to be in charge of my destiny. I really get to live a self-actualized life. I get to accomplish more in less time. I get to connect with my dreams, goals, and desires, then bring them in this physical manifestation. And this is something I see we all are here for and can learn to live in this state of consciousness. Because ultimately, it's not about you doing something to manifest, but to really release what's holding you back. And that is your limiting beliefs that we have taken consciously or unconsciously from the people that have surrounded us in our journeys, and let go of those mental, energetic blocks. When we do that, we ultimately come back in the present moment and really see how this world is frequency based. Time and space is how we experience it from our mind. The life is created from the frequency that you embody. And when you are in presence without any stress of the future or the past, that's when you get to really live from your authentic frequency. And that's where the magic lies. The magic of a life well lived, where all your dreams and desires from your heart are fulfilled. And this is the message I want to share with you. Realize that there's perfection in every moment, and also you. There's perfection in the plan that life has for you. So the only thing that you get to do is to release all the limitations, all the limiting beliefs that are creating those dense emotions of fear, anxiety, of stress in your body, so that you can live a life which is satisfying to you, which is joyful and playful, and as a result, abundant. In order to really ground this presence in your life, one tool that I would like to share with you that you can implement every day. When you wake up, without touching your phone, without interacting with anyone, without interacting with the world outside, make a habit to interact with yourself and go inward. Really, as you wake up, taking 3 deep breaths through your nose and then sitting in silence for 10 to 15 minutes. That's a good starting point. Here, you don't need to judge your thoughts. Whatever is coming, let it come. Initially, there would be a lot of thoughts, so you observe them and let them pass. But really building this muscle of being in silence without noise, so that you can see what's really present in front of you, what life wants to show you, and then come in a position to really allow the life to flow through you fully. So you be in that silence for 10 to 15 minutes, and as you build this practice, you can make it 30 minutes and even more first thing in the morning, and you can do that before sleeping as well, last thing as you wrap up for the day. And this is your muscle building of awareness, your consciousness. Just like how everything else needs muscle building, when you go to the gym, when you learn a new skill, this is your practice for building awareness and really coming back to life. Let me know your experience as you start this practice. I'll see you next week. Much love. Take a breath and trust whatever shifted in you. Let it guide your next choice, your next action, your next expression. If something opened up for you, share it with me on my Instagram at @IamRishGupta. And if you're ready to go deeper into manifestation and embodiment, you'll find all the details in my link in the bio. Remember this, you are the creator. Choose like it, live like it. Your reality is unlimited. See you in the flow.